And we're back. We're back. We apologize for that technical difficulties. And
yeah, that's the thing.
and it's all good now. Again, Skip Clark, Skip Happens, my good friend Deb Lamphere, president, founder of the official Country Music Fan Club. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if you heard it, you were listening or watching or viewing, but this is all part of our independent artist series. We're talking about the great music, some pretty good songwriting. Man, I'll tell you, wait till we talk about that here in just a little bit. And also the struggles of being an independent artist, especially right now during this pandemic. I want y'all to say hi. We already introduced him once, but I don't know if you saw it or not. So we're officially going to do it again. Y'all say hi to Bruce Larson. Hello, Bruce.
Hello. Hi, Bruce.
Hello.
Much better connection. Much better.
Yes. Very good.
All right. And there might be a reason that the connection is not what it should be. Because where are you, Bruce?
I'm in Blair, Wisconsin.
Okay.
West Central Wisconsin.
And you said you're like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, I am. I'm halfway between La Crosse and Eau Claire.
Oh, wow. I can't even tell. I've never been to that part of the country, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, being out in the middle of nowhere right now is probably a pretty good thing, right?
Yes, it is. It's as far as social distancing and
yeah, really,
it's pretty easy. Other than I'm a plumber, I do have to, I do go in people's homes, but it's everything's been great so far.
No, wait a minute. So you're a plumber, but
yes,
you've had singles on the radio. You're probably into your 5th or 6th single that you've released, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I lost count. But you also, your side hustle, and you're a plumber.
Yes, I own a plumbing company.
Wow. How long have you been doing that?
Well, I've been doing it as long as I can remember, because see, it's been in our family since 1926.
Oh my Lord!
Oh my goodness!
So I kind of grew up in the plumbing in the pump and well business. So,
yeah, gotcha. I don't know if I could do that type of job. I don't know. I'd get grossed out very easily.
Yeah, you do. You do end up with a pretty strong stomach.
Yeah, I would imagine. But let's talk about you. Let's talk about your music and all that. How long have you been a musician, an artist?
I have been playing. My mother had me singing when I was old, as long as I can remember. So I've been, and then as far as getting as far as a band, we had a church group. So I guess I was probably, I'm guessing probably 35 years.
Oh my Lord. Wow.
Yeah.
And you've been writing as well, correct? What I heard, you're a pretty good songwriter.
Yes, I do write some. I come up with some. I write with other people, which works better. Mm-hmm. I come up with some pretty good hooks and ideas. I have written a few songs just totally myself. So yeah, I do a lot of that, and it's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Would you rather be an artist or a songwriter?
Both. Yeah, I enjoy both.
Good answer. But actually, the reality of this is there's more money in being a songwriter. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yes, there sure is. If it's kind of sad, but it seems like the singer is kind of the last guy to get paid. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unless they're touring, I would imagine, right? That's kind of where.
Yeah, the touring is Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's all fun. It's a great it's a great business. It's it's tough, but it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're pretty lucky to have something to fall back on because we're going through this pandemic right now. And I think, a lot of the artists, they're not able to get out there. They're not able to be on stage, and they're not able to do their gigs and make the money that they would normally make to survive on and pay their bills just like everybody else. But it's pretty good that you've got a talent. I guess I would call it a talent. Every business has its own thing, and being a plumber and knowing, having the knowledge to do what you do is pretty awesome. So,
Well, thanks. Yes, it is. I'm fortunate to be able to have a fallback career. That is for sure.
Let's chat a little bit about your team. From what I understand, you've got one of the best guys working with you in Nashville. You know, he played guitar for Trisha. He's done some for Garth. He's with Joe Nichols. He is helping producing your music, or who is that? And can you explain that to us?
Yes, it's Johnny Garcia. And yeah, he's my producer and my good friend. Also, we have a publishing company in Nashville called Busy at Play.
Oh.
And we got to be friends about 20 years ago when I went and did my first project. He played on it, and Johnny is a licensed electrician. He had electrical business in Texas, and me being a plumber, we kind of hit it off, and
You got it made right there.
We started building houses together. So,
I
yeah,
was gonna say that.
yeah, we could have. You know, that's yeah. I've done a little plumbing at his house, very little, but when I was down there staying at his house, I did take a faucet apart for him. So,
oh, I hate that job because
that wasn't so bad.
no, it sucks because every time I try to work on a faucet, I can never get. It'll end up dripping. It just no matter what I do, put the gasket in there, put the white tape around the threads or whatever you call it, the plumber's tape or whatever, and it still leaks on me every single time I do it.
Yeah, it can happen. Take it out and put a new one in.
That's when we call people like you. We need help. I've tried to do this on my own, you know. So actually, I should probably just give the tools to my wife and say, honey, fix this, because then it'd probably be done right.
Well, that's all right.
I know. Oh, man. So that's kind of cool. You got Johnny Garcia working with you. And Johnny and his background playing guitar, and such a great guitar player. I did a little research on him as well. And, you know, he's played with Garth and, of course, Trisha and Joe Nichols, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. That's cool that you two became friends. And plus, you've got partners in the publishing business in Nashville, and you're putting out music. Wait, can you explain a little bit about that whole procedure, how all that works when you guys get together and what you decide you're going to put on the radio or send to radio and all that?
Well, when I do a project or demo a song, I listen to the songs and pick something that kind of fits me. You know, as far as if I'm a ballad guy. I like ballads,
right,
and a story that, you know, a song that has some meaning to it, and then if the song sounds like it could go, you know, we'll let it go, and it's kind of a process. It's a lot of fun. That one song that has not been released is called "Whispers of My Heart." I'm a co-writer on that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that started. We basically we'd written a verse and a chorus, and not a second verse. And we went in the studio, and anyway, I sang. All I did is I sang the first verse. I sang the verse and the chorus, and all the guys, okay, that's good, went in, and the song was cut in probably 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Just amazing. Yeah, it's something everybody should see how that happened. It's done. It makes your head spin. It's unbelievable.
I bet.
That's probably a record that we've heard, a song being cut in 15.
Yeah.
We've heard some pretty quick cuts, but I don't think 15 minutes.
Yeah, that one was fast. It was, I mean, I think it was the first take. It was just that fast, and it's a great song.
Can't wait to hear it. That's awesome. I got to say, you have a voice that would resemble like a very traditional country artist. You have that sound to you. And I don't even know how to say this to make it right, but there's all different sounds. Some are young and hip and, you know, like today. And then there's people like you, and it's more traditional and more soulful and coming from your heart. You said you're a ballad guy. I could, for some, just chatting with you and getting to know you a little bit, I can see that coming from you.
Well, thanks. Yes, I really, one of my favorite singers, I have a lot of them, but one of my favorite singers is Conway Twitty. One of many, but I really liked growing up. Like even as a young kid, I liked Conway Twitty.
Well, who didn't? I mean, really, it doesn't matter who you are. If it's Conway, man, that's cool. That's cool, no doubt.
Yeah,
gotta live that.
So with a publishing company, which is, your other business there. So you're plumber by trade full time, which you said was a family business. Yep. And you're running also this publishing company that is based in Nashville. Did you say earlier?
Yes, I'm the most silent partner there's ever been.
Yeah. Really? Okay.
That's not a bad thing. I like that.
Yeah,
I was just kind of curious how you can manage to run that business there when you're here doing your music and your full-time business. So
that's with the music. That's I've had a lot of good people working for me. Now my son is kind of taking over the business, doing a lot of the the paperwork, the bidding, the billing, and of course the work. And so I was able to get out and play and still keep the business going. So it's been quite a struggle, but it all worked. It's all worked.
Yeah.
Do you have to recruit other songwriters? Because that's the basis of your business, correct? You have to get songs to get out to either other artists or your own or whatever. Just get them out there.
Yes, so. We've had we have had quite a few songwriters, and Troy Powers writes a lot of songs that we publish, and a lot of the songs that are on my CDs, he has written or co-written with Johnny. Troy wrote the song he's real famous for is All I Want for Christmas Is You.
Oh, really?
Yep.
The Mariah Carey song?
No, it's the one Vance and the Valiants.
It is Vance and the Valiants, yes.
And Leanne Rimes picked it up.
Yes, she did.
Yep.
So am I thinking of a different song, or is it the same song with different artists?
I think you're thinking of a different one.
Okay.
The Mariah Carey one is different.
Okay. I'll go listen to it later.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
I'm using my phone, so my picture in this phone is about an inch. So
it looks good. It looks fine on this end. So
he can't probably see us too well, though.
I can't see you guys hardly at all.
No, you can hear us okay. That's the main thing. You don't want to see my ugly face. You might want to see that, but you don't want to see mine. But it looks like you're laying back on the bed. I'm going, he looks pretty comfortable right now. I'm pretty
comfortable. Yeah,
you can go back and rewatch this later.
I gotta say, I'm loving the place though. Looks like you got the pine wood in the background, and your decorative skills are pretty good.
Thanks.
You did a good job.
Tracy gets credit for the decoration.
I'm waiting for Tracy to come walking by the camera. No, it was me.
Yeah, she does. She gets the credit for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any mountings back there like a deer or anything.
I've got I've got a fish. I have a fish over here.
Okay. Okay.
And I have a fish over there.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And I have a buckhead hanging on the way down.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. What kind of fish are those?
Well, that's actually a 20-inch brook trout. That's the trophy there. That one's a trophy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's actually a composite. I caught him, took pictures and measured, and had a composite made. So he's still swimming, hopefully.
Oh, wow. What an idea. I never thought about, I know a lot of people that hunt and fish, but they can't wait to put the actual head on the wall or the fish on the wall. But what you did is kind of cool. Took a picture of it, then you had a composite made of it, and there it is on your wall.
Yes. So it's the one behind me is I caught that when I was about 12 years old. It's a smallmouth bass.
Yeah, but
it's sentimental. It's not real big, but
no, but they put up a good battle.
It was a good fight.
Yeah, exactly. A bass does that. Deb has no idea what we're talking about.
Oh. I grew up on the ocean. I used to go blue fishing.
Oh, wow.
And gosh, yeah, we used to fight those blues, no problem. And my father would go bass fishing, and they'd go shark fishing and all that other stuff. So I have a little knowledge.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I fished in the ocean a couple times. I did when we were down in Mexico. I did catch about an 8-foot. It was a sailfish.
Oh, wow.
That was fun. That was a good time.
Yeah, I bet. I could never do that because I'd be the one leaning over the side of the boat doing what. Because I get motion sickness. So I cannot go on a little boat in the ocean. I shouldn't call it a little boat, but to be out on the ocean with the swells the way they are, and the boat would be rocking and I'd be hurling. So I'm just saying that I can't do that. I can't do that. But everything else I'd be fine. If I'm on a boat on a lake and maybe fishing for pike or walleye or perch or bass, I can do that. Love doing that.
Well, the song
in the ocean. Nope.
The song that was released before this one was called "Fishing Pole Dancing."
Right. So I was going to ask you about that because I love the title of that because it depends on what you're thinking, what your mind is, where your mind is when you hear fishing pole dancing.
Well, it's kind of it's a great song. Troy Powers wrote this song.
Okay.
And I was down in Nashville and I re-recorded "Sweet Caroline" and then a song called "One Bucket Away," and I did, and then I did "Fishing Pole Dancing," and that song was a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun song, but yeah, you can read a lot of stuff into that song too. It's
yeah, that's
out on the lake with my baby and some bait, a cooler of beer, ice cold. She gets so excited when the fish started biting. She really goes overboard and she starts a little fishing pole dancing. The way she holds that rod and reel is fantastic. She's got me falling for her hook, line, and sinker. She rocks my boat so much I think she might sink it. That's kind of, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it's catchy too. And
it's catchy.
It's one of those, you don't want to call it a novelty song, but it's one of those that makes you feel good. It'll stick in your mind. Definitely a fun song. There's no doubt. And how do you get these ideas when you sit down to either co-write some of these songs, or how do you get your ideas from real life, from being out there throwing a rod or throwing a rod in the water? You don't want to do that. Throwing a line.
Well, I've seen it done, but I've done it myself.
Out of frustration. That's it. I quit.
It's like a golf club, it's not the club's fault, but
Yeah, just take it out on the club. See ya. Get the hell out of here. Damn, throw it. Chuck it. Yeah, exactly. What inspires you to write, to get these ideas?
Well, a lot of it is life experiences. That song I was talking about, "Whispers of My Heart," is actually, I worked for my grandfather, and that's who I started my apprenticeship under. And well, he taught me a lot of stuff. Even as a young child, I was always riding in a plumbing truck, and And anyway, he passed away. We were out working. He was 61. I was 18. He passed away on it. He had a stroke and passed away.
Oh my Lord.
Well, I had this idea to write this song about that, about, and so I kind of brought that idea up to Johnny and Troy. And, it basically, that's how it kind of is about that. It's, it comes, tell me, it starts off, tell me how cool are you? Mm-hmm. Tell me what you know. Did your grandpa teach you everything you know? When you fix that old car, do your knuckles bleed? Can you wipe your hands off and go to sleep? So that's kind of how, little, stuff like that. You think about putting a song together, that's usually, it's something that has happened. I wrote a song for my wife, one called "You Are the One," and
beautiful.
So that
it's kind of hear her say that was for me. No.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Okay. I get a little crazy at times, but I love asking the questions and finding out more about our artists. So that's cool.
Well, if it wasn't, I didn't know. I'm a kind of a captive audience, and the gun cabin's right over there.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just kidding.
I'm waiting for you to come across the room and hit you in the side of the head. That's all good. But no, right there, the few songs that you have mentioned and sang a little bit of to Deb and I, it's just so traditional and so soulful. Your voice is so full. And
oh, thank you.
I'm just, being who you are and where you are in your life, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing you on a super big stage at this point. Well, we can't because of the pandemic, but normally, that we'd be seeing you like having your own show and doing your own thing and, and maybe letting your son take over the plumbing business and you're on the road with your band and, and all that. So,
well, that would be nice. That's, I've kind of always strove, for that. Mm-hmm. But it's a tough business. It's, I've been, like I said, I did my first project in Nashville back in 2001.
Yeah. Okay.
And that week I was down there in January, 6 labels in town closed up.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Talk about hitting it at the wrong time.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And so but you have to keep at it and, and believe in yourself. And just keep try to put out good music and, hopefully everything works out. That's kind of
right.
It's,
we all have a dream of some sort, no matter how big, how medium, how small. And if you don't go after it, you just never know. Right. So,
right. That is so true. And if, like I said, you have to believe in yourself, but don't let people talk you out of, of not doing something. I mean, give yourself a chance and
right.
It's very important.
Yeah. Does your son play at all? Is he a musician or?
Yes, he's a drummer. He's very good, but he's a very good drummer. And he wanted a drum set, and I've when he was 10 years old, all he wanted was a drum set. And I've been so many places. You see these drum sets sitting, see the set sitting there, collecting dust, and and I think he was 10 years old, and that's all I want, Dad. That's all I want for Christmas. I want a drum set. Well, so I bought him a Pearl. I bought him a good set.
Yeah, Pearl. And, I know. Okay.
Yeah, and he took to it like a fish to water.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, he's a very good drummer.
Does he play? I mean,
and he can sing too.
Yeah, awesome.
He has, he's played with me and stuff, and but he really, I think I think he's watched me over the years, and he just as soon just go to work. And yeah.
So it's more fun for him, whereas yourself, you'd like to have a career out of it at some point.
Yes,
So.
yes, and I do enjoy music. I love it. I mean, it's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
It's the universal language too. We all know that music speaks, and everybody understands it. Maybe in a little different form or a different way, but everybody understands it somehow. So we can connect through music, and we connect through artists like you. Everybody has their own style, being unique. It's whatever you like, and there it is. So, how often do you get to Nashville? I mean, the pandemic.
I usually get down there at least, it's a couple times a year, sometimes more. Now it's been I was going to come down, in January. Johnny had gotten sick and had been in the hospital for a few days. So I didn't go down. And of course, at that time, just thought it was the flu.
Right.
And then I was going to go down in February, and that it didn't quite work out there. And then I was going to go again in March. Well, then it was, if I was going to fly, I had to go through O'Hare or Detroit, and they didn't want you to fly. They were pretty much telling you don't fly. So I didn't get down at all this year.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I can understand why. I mean, really, flying, and then, if you've got to quarantine or whatever, and, Tennessee's been under that. I know here in New York, we have what they call a travel advisory list, and we got 45 states on that right now. If anybody from here goes there and they stay longer than 24 hours, when you get back, you got to quarantine for 14 days. It's mandatory. So,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know every state is different, but that's what's happening here.
We're up to 45 states. I saw that list the other day, but I didn't count. But there was a lot. Oh my gosh!
45 states. They re-added California today, so it's crazy. And I don't know. We're in a weird state right now. Just everything that's going on, and but we got to do what we got to do. I go to work every day. I'm playing a lot of the music. We're playing your music, and that's what's keeping everybody smiling and hopefully feeling good about themselves. But then if you go beyond that, we're in this pandemic, and people are quarantining. People can't work. A lot of people are working from home. My wife works from home every day, and she's going to be here till further notice. At least she's working, and she doesn't calls in those meetings every day. But there's a lot of people that aren't because of all of this, and nobody knows what's going to happen. So
no, it's really unfortunate. The restaurants and the small shops. It's been really really tough on them. My father, he's still cutting hair. He skipped the plumbing. I went from my grandpa to me. He's a barber. He's still cutting hair, but
look at it. You saved $25 on a haircut.
He wishes. He should charge $25. I think it's like 15. So
wow, that's a deal.
We got to go there for a haircut.
Yeah, no kidding. I have to go to Wisconsin. It costs me $25 just to go to a barber, and then you got to give. Yeah. So it's a $30 haircut when you get done, and it's nothing fancy. It's a barber, and he just cuts your hair. But anyways, crazy.
But yeah, it was tough on especially on businesses like that too, because people have to come to you, and they couldn't, and if these people just starting up, or
right,
it was really really rough on a lot of people.
Yeah, well, it's rough on the artist, man. It's rough on like you. Like I said, a little while ago. You're blessed to have a side hustle. I shouldn't even call it a side hustle. You're a licensed plumber. That's a big thing, and you've got business. And plus, you've obviously expanded as well. I mean, you've got the publishing company, and you've got all that going. A lot of people don't, And there's a lot of artists that are suffering. And Deb and we talk to artists almost every day of the week, almost every night. And there's so many. You're very fortunate. You're very blessed, and you've got a lot going for you. But there's a lot of artists. They're like, well, I'm just sitting home. I don't know what to do. You know, I'm not working gigs. And once in a while, I'll do a Facebook thing, or, you know, with my Venmo, or, you know, if people want to contribute. But it's just, they're suffering. These artists are suffering, and there's so much talent that needs to get out. That's why we're doing this.
Yes, it's very, it's very, very rough when you can't go and do your job. You know, it's not good.
Let me ask you, how did you get hooked up with, is it Grassroots who you're with now? How did you get hooked up with them? Because there's a lot of great companies, and I love working with Grassroots and a lot of their artists. Is that who you're with?
Yes, I'm with Grassroots.
Yes.
And it's through Johnny. Johnny got me hooked up with Grassroots.
Very cool.
And they're a very, very good company. In fact, they had Fish and Pole Dancing, and if I'm not mistaken, they had done a lot of the promotion for All Because of You.
Yes, I believe they did. Yep. Nancy and Renee are awesome, and
yes,
you know, and their whole crew is great. I talk to them all the time, and I've become pretty good friends with some of their people. So that's great.
Yes, they're great. They're a great company. I did have a song years back called "Would I Lie to You," and that was a fun song too. And I don't know, I can't remember. That was quite a few years ago, but that's a fun song.
So, you know, you've had all these songs released as singles, and they've been played on the radio, probably more in certain parts of the country than others. But and you're still doing what you're doing, which, like I said, is a good thing. But it's amazing that, like I said before, that you just haven't like exploded and that big stage. And here he is. It's Bruce Larson, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it's just.
Well, maybe after the pandemic is over.
Yes.
That would be permissible.
Yes, I'm hoping that things work out, and what hopefully happens is to be able to tour, tour the country for a while and make a living at it, and I just hope people like my music. That's what it's about. It's hopefully you're doing something that people can enjoy or help them along if they're having a bad time.
Right.
Something. That's kind of what it's all about. Is money's all right, but it's not really what you do.
It's not
music
driving you. Yeah. So
it comes from your heart. It's something you want.
From the heart. Yeah.
Yeah. It has to mean something.
If we have some viewers or listeners that would like to hear more of your music, where can they go?
You can go to Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, Pandora. I think that's about it.
Yeah,
I think you got them all.
Yeah, website too, right, Bruce?
Yes, I do.
And
that's Bruce Larson, BruceLarsonMusic.com.
Cool. And then they can read all about you there as well. It's been this is a great conversation, hearing about you and what you do, and your songwriting ability, and finding out that you got irons in the fire to keep things going, and you're in a beautiful location in Wisconsin. I think I'd do anything to be in the middle of nowhere right now.
Mm-hmm. It is really pretty, and we have I'm a deer hunter, but getting back to the fishing and hunting, I hunted my whole life. I've shot a lot of bucks, but I living here, I kind of get to know them. The only bad thing with deer hunting is it's no catch and release,
Yeah, once you get it, you got them. So
I've been taking pictures. That's what I've been doing the last couple of years. Been taking pictures out of my stand. The rifle's there, but pop a picture with my phone. But yeah, it's really a beautiful area and a lot of fun.
You have a trail cam? You put cams up and get pictures?
I don't, but my nephew, my son does.
Yeah. It's amazing what you see on those things sometimes. I know my brother-in-laws all hunt, and they got the trail cams up by camp, and then they pull the card out and, you know, they look at the pics, and it's amazing. You'll see an 8-point or even a 12-point, and it's like, are you kidding me? Where is he when I want him? But, you know, yeah. It's just amazing. Well, they're pretty smart.
Mm-hmm.
They are, and it's amazing. You know, they know you're there. You know,
they can smell you.
Mm-hmm.
They can smell you, and they know something's different. You know, that'd be like if they walked into my house, I'd probably know something's up. So
yeah, you're walking into their house when you're out there.
Basically, that's kind of what it is. Yeah. You know, the first night you're in a stand is your best chance, really. You know, if you ask me.
You got any crazy hunting stories, like falling asleep in your tree stand and you know, finding out that there was a buck right below you or anything like that? You got any crazy stories?
Well, not that, but two years ago, I had shoulder surgery, and so I wasn't supposed to go hunting anyway. But I'm right-handed, shoot right-handed, so it looks like I'm left-handed, but no, this is my right. But anyway, so I shoot a 7mm mag. Well, I was gonna go, so I've got I have a farm just down the next ridge. It's my homestead, my great grandfather's farm. But so my niece was gonna have a baby. She couldn't hunt, so she lent me her 243 semi-automatic.
Okay.
You know, low recoil, and so I my wife's talking to me.
That's all right.
She's talking about the dog.
Okay. I hear you, brother. Not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Not a problem.
But so I went out hunting, and I shot this rifle. I had it sighted in, shooting left-handed, and I had a kind of a stick, you know, in my blind, so I could hold it on. And well, make a long story short, I shot it 12 shots Thursday evening, I should say. It was, and not in the night, but in the evening.
Right.
And shot 12 shots, had it zeroed in. Went out Saturday morning, and I've never seen a buck this big in my life. No, the guy that has the corn on the farm had seen him, but I never had. And well, anyway, he came out, perfect shot. I mean, it was perfect. I'd seen him for 2 hours. He laid down, even came out. I couldn't have placed a target any better. Where he stopped, and click.
No,
gun didn't fire.
No,
I managed to get another one in. It clicked again. Well, then he's chasing his doe around. I got another shell in.
Yeah.
He stopped and looked back. Gave me one more broadside. He was still only about probably 150 yards away. Open, you know, broadside.
Yep.
Click. One more. All three. It didn't. It dented every shell, every primer. It did not fire.
Wow.
Nope. And he walked away.
Did you take the gun and throw it?
If it had been mine, I would have, but it was my niece's, so I didn't do it.
You know, what a great story. That would just
frustrate me. I had to laugh. Because it was like, then I was walking up to the truck, I had the gun in the case, you know, one armed, and I was walking up.
Yeah.
Beautiful day, sunny day, and I looked over way in the corner fence post, and sun shining. Here he's over there shining his horns up on no care in the world.
Right.
It wasn't his time. That's all.
Right. That's all.
No, I just laughed because I thought there's a sign for something here. I don't know.
Right. Exactly. And you must, I mean, where you live in the middle, out in the woods like that, you must have them come like right up into the yard. Maybe there's times that you get to see, you know, and you must just, it's a beautiful sight. Let's just face it. I mean, to see the deer like that, it's absolutely beautiful. So,
yes, I have, we don't have a dog now. Both our dogs are gone, but yeah, I'm sitting out I've been in the hot tub, and there's 5, 6 of them right on the edge of the deck. Does and fawns.
You're like,
they don't
see, get my rifle.
Nah, they're like pets now. It's like,
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you do that, and it's cool with your music and who you are and what you do. And it sounds like you got a great life, and enjoy it, my friend, because you've got a dream, and that dream is almost a reality for you, because as I've mentioned a couple of times now, you've put out bunch of singles, and you're way ahead of a lot of other artists. A lot of other artists we talk to are just getting to that point of putting out their first single and hoping it's gonna hit radio and people are gonna love it. So, and speaking of that, if you can remember, going back a little bit, what was it like when you first heard one of your songs on the radio?
That was it's kind of it really, it almost makes you you have to stop and wonder, is that really, is that me on the radio? Because it's, you hear your CD, you hear your song,
right,
and all of a sudden you're driving down the road and it's like, holy man, that's me on, that's me on the radio. It's pretty sad. It's really satisfying,
all that hard work.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, and it is a lot of hard work. It's and you just all the trips down, it kept on recording songs, all these trips down back and forth to Nashville. I was kind of wondering, what am I doing this for? But in the long run,
what are you doing it for? You're doing it for you, because that's your dream. That's what you want to do. And that's your escape too, from a lot of things going on in your life, I would presume. So, just to get out and be able to record some music and the music you love. So
yes, it really is. And, it's when I go and play, it was, when I was pretty much all, running the plumbing business by myself. Yeah, it's very stressful, as far as keeping everything flowing.
Right.
And I would go on, when I go and play, I couldn't think about anything else but performing, and singing that song, and it was so relaxing. And people thought I was nuts. He goes, that's relaxation. It's like, well, yeah, it really is.
Yeah, totally. A lot of you, do your clients know who you are, that you're an artist, that you've put songs out, that you've had them on the radio, and here you are putting a sink in for them, or replacing their toilet or something? I don't know. Digging up a sewer.
Oh yes. Yeah. But everybody, that song, it's and I'm not famous or anything, but it's hard to be famous in a small town, because you're just, hey man, I know a buddy. I'm just, I'm the plumber.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
I'm the guy that's going to clean out that pipe with this snake.
That's right. And jump in the hole and put the septic system. It's the way it is. It's.
I know, but like I said in the beginning, I could never do that. I deal with enough of that crap all day. To deal with it any longer, I would not be able to deal with it. Never mind. I won't even go down.
Yeah.
So Deb's going to kill me when we get off this podcast.
Well, new construction though, new construction, you don't even really get dirty.
No, all new stuff.
Yeah. But we don't. We do a lot of in this rural area. Of course, we have a lot of, not as many farms, of course, as we used to. We used to have, there were thousands of them. And now there's a few, but they're usually a lot of bigger ones. But we've done a lot of work on dairy farms, and so yeah, you get right into the
trenches. So
right in there, yep. And that's
it's tonight we're talking with Bruce Larson. BruceLarsonMusic.com is the website. Find out all about Bruce. You can check out anywhere that you get your music from. He went through the list before, but it is just about every every avenue out there, from Amazon to Spotify to Pandora and all of it. And the same place you can get this podcast too, which is just about everywhere. And we ask you to, if you're watching this or you're watching it down the road, to make sure you go to the official CFMC Facebook and you give them a little bit of a like, and you subscribe to Skip Happens on YouTube. And also you check out Bruce Larson on Facebook, because just tell them that you saw it, give it a little friend request. The old friend request button. Before we let you go, we're going to ask just a few questions, and then you're out of here. You can go hunting. All right.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm not going to go hunting tonight, but
no, I'm just kidding with you. You know that, my friend. You sound like a great guy, and I can't wait to say hello in person. Hopefully, we can do that someday soon.
Yes, that'd be great.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what's your favorite drink to fill your solo cup with?
Favorite drink? Iced tea.
Oh, okay. All right.
I like iced tea.
All right. Sweetened or unsweetened?
I like unsweetened.
There you go. Loves the unsweetened iced tea with lemon. So.
Yeah, I love the lemon.
Okay. I was going to ask you turkey, duck, or deer hunt, but I think we already know the answer. Deer hunt.
I'll take deer hunting. Yeah.
All right. What sounds fun to you right now? Never mind. I probably already know the answer to that too. Hunting.
No. Yeah, hunting would be fun. Yeah.
All right. All right. Are you usually late or early? You might
early.
Look at Tracy for this.
She'd probably say late, but I try to be early.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's the best way to be. I agree with you. What's the scariest thing you've done for fun?
Scariest thing I've done for fun? Well, I went on the stratosphere. I went on the big shot. I went up in Vegas. That was quite something.
I'd be scared.
But the other thing was I went fishing we were down in Mexico. I went fishing. That was, I think, the last time I went fishing. It was in Playa del Carmen.
Oh. That
was probably we were out in the ocean about 11 miles, a small boat.
Oh God. Like I said before, do that.
Nope. Two young guys with a cell phone, no life jackets, in waves. Well, I don't know how high, but you'd go up, you could see, and go down, and all it was water. And my friend was in the Navy, and I said, well, if we go over, we're going to have to hang on to the boat, and but so when those guys said, I think we better call it a day, I thought, that sounds real good, because that was probably the most dangerous. Going to have fun. It wasn't really that much fun.
Right. No. Okay. Let's see here. What's the number one thing on your bucket list right now?
On the bucket list, having a number one single, and
cool.
Being on the Country Music Awards somehow, even getting nominated for something would be great.
Yeah, just to be nominated, to have your name mentioned, that's as big as anything right there. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Bruce, we're not going to keep you much longer, but Deb and I want to
great.
we want to say thank you. I know we've been on almost an hour, and I know Deb has another appointment coming up tonight at 9, but we want to say thank you for taking the time to come on with us here tonight. And, we got to find out a little bit about you, find out a whole lot about your music. We want our friends to go to brucelarsonmusic.com, even take it a step further, find out more about you, and hopefully they can download some of your music, buy your music, and we're going to keep an eye on what you're doing. And I got good friends with Grassroots, and they'll keep me in the loop as well. And we're in the Northeast. We're like, to you, we'd be all the way over, I think, way up in the Northeast. I don't know I don't know which way you're facing, but it's a long way. It's kind of cool. But this is amazing with the technology that we have, and with the pandemic that's going on. We can get the artists like you on and get you in front of our fans and our listeners and our viewers, and and kind of share our thoughts all together. So it's pretty cool.
Yes, yes, I really appreciate it. And I wish my computer worked. Like I said, I'm using my cell phone, but it works. It's amazing.
It works. Okay. I got it. Yeah, no, it's amazing. Technology is amazing. Bruce, we're going to let you go, but thank you so much, my friend, for joining us. And tell your wife we said hello, and sorry to take you away from her for an hour. And
she was happy.
she was happy.
Thank you for being with us tonight.
She's saying don't hang up. So
There you go. Yeah.
Listening to it upstairs.
Ah, there she is. All right. I can hear you. There she is. Oh, there you go. Nice to meet you. You got a good man right there. That's awesome. You guys are awesome. God bless you both and the family and the business. And like I said, Deb and I get to Nashville quite often. She goes a little bit more than I do. She's going to be there in just a few weeks to take care of some business. And hopefully, you know, one of these trips we get to say hello, or somehow when you're in town in Nashville and we can all just come together, maybe have a cold one and talk about hunting.
Yes, that'd be great.
All right. Bruce Larson, BruceLarsonMusic.com. Bruce, thank you for joining us tonight. Stay safe, my friend. And hopefully we can, like I said, get out and see you soon. Okay?
Well,
Take care.
Stay safe.
Nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome.
Thank you.